Yeah, good stuff. Smoke a little bit, maybe I'll come up with something. See what kind of shit we can listen to. Let's go online. I like to play my own jazz in the background so I don't get a copyright strike. The hell is that nonsense? Turkey. Is it really somebody that needs to have a bot in Turkey monitoring anything ever? What the actual F? I don't want to listen on the SoundCloud app. Shit, what's my name on there? I miss the old days when I could just look up my profile by name and there wasn't like 100 other people that were now using the same nickname. And you can't really copyright ideas, but if that's what you're known by, and it's not for deception purposes, like I actually got the nickname because when you watch me play guitar, I play really fast, but it doesn't appear that my hands move a lot because it's all fingering instead of radical hand motion. Nothing evil. You're weird. It's an old band nickname when I was 16. My first band was called Random Acts of Violence. We picked the name out of a newspaper article because it sounded cool. That was the only thing we could agree on. Everybody had a good name. It's 4 people, so you can't really have a vote. And we recorded a 5-song EP. And we were in consideration for a contract for a minute because we had an inroad. One of our roadies had a cousin that worked at a record label, and he was into it. kind of like this. Let's see. Play some cheerleader suicides. Maybe we'll actually get some viewers or somebody that wants to jump up and rap at me or with me or argue or whatever. I don't give a fuck. It's just boring and there's nobody else on. Wasn't that delightful? Okay. What's something fun to discuss? I'll switch to camera. Figure that out in a minute. Let's see. It's fun having your feedback. It's fun having your feedback. Echo loop. Somit makes me want to rig up a third device so I can have a three-way chat with myself with the time delay. I agree. But it would be kind of weird to time it out. Not necessarily. But it would be kind of weird to time it out. Not necessarily. Fucking ba ba ba. Get a nice buzz and I'll play some guitar. Just cause nobody's up or talking or interested. Which is fine. Hey, what's good? What's good? Joyful enough. Another tune. Huh? spoiled with this digital tuner built in to the amp. And when I tune by ear, I tune it weird. And everybody hates it because you tune it for open bar chords. Still haven't found the source of the feedback. But that's an issue. What's going on in Nikki Land? Off to the races. Everybody likes that slide garbage. Guess it's softball. So that was fun and educational. I can go a little bit louder each night. I will condition my neighbors to not fuss when I play guitar at 4 in the morning. But that's another subject. So, boom, 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 boom. Aha. Ho ho, hee hee. Thanks to Nikki C showing up and listening to my sonic retunings. A lot of time it's not structured, it's just random sounds. But it's the vibrational energy that it carries that feels good to me. So sometimes it is retarded, but it's okay because I'm retarded. Oh, I did have a good thought earlier. I was talking with a Native American guy, and we were discussing the fallacies of climate change and things of that nature. And I was explaining to him when you have a tree, you have equal root mass to the amount of foliage you see above ground because you need that much roots to anchor it and to feed it. It feeds itself identically and exactly. So it's not taking up more or less nutrients and resources than it should. Like it's perfectly balanced within reason. Obviously, external factors can affect it because there's always exceptions to every rule, but by and large. So then I'm thinking, like, why are all the trees the same 30-foot height when the bedrock's 12 feet down? And it's a large clay base. From all science and religions agree that the flood happened and the mud and clay mixed and got all messed up. So there's just got to be this immense layer over top of it that could be excavated. And while we're doing that, we could be making bricks out of it and building structures everywhere for everyone. So many structures that everybody could have 4 or 5 chill spots times 10 and not even care. It wouldn't matter anymore because everywhere you went, there'd be somewhere to kick it and stay. Just by everybody making a couple of bricks. And I did some more structuring update, looking into plan B of purchasing a city. 'Cause it's been one of my pet dreams forever and a day if I ever won the lottery. Like there's a town in Montana. You get all the infrastructure, fire department, police department, city hall. It's tiny. I think it's like 80,000 acres. But for $265,000, you own that whole swath of city. And then it's just on you to make some kind of industry or, whatever out of it. Since nobody will elect me mayor here. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I don't even know if anybody's in the chat room anymore. Probably not, because I'm boring. I'm boring solo. But I've been on 49 minutes, so that's pretty decent. Everybody can't say, oh, your videos are 30 seconds. Like, I know they're short. I can't help it. That's sometimes my short. I was going to say sometimes my thoughts are short, but then my thought was so short it short circuited itself. I think next time we'll schedule two, though. And I'll suggest homework. If anybody's interested, they could read Harrison Bergeron by Vonnegut. I love discussing that story. Um, Alas, Babylon, that one's really pertinent to what's going on in today's world events. It's also a good story in and of itself. If it wasn't so late, I'd hook up some karaoke, but it really had to be louder to blend my voice with the music. Definitely not watching this infomercial, though. I've got antenna TV. I refuse to pay for cable. So, like, pretty much half of my TV is Asian channels, and then the other channel is Ion. I get some of the Spanish language channels, but like the Spanish they speak contradicts what I'm learning at work from like usage Spanish because they're all Salvadorian, most of them. So it's confusing as fuck right now, trying to pick up on both tongues at once. But I'm slowly getting it. I've only really been applying myself the past few weeks. Now that there's like more pressure on me to monitor the underlings. What? Somebody had a leopard go up on their driveway and go after their dog. That's crazy. Now there's an elephant wilding out. This would be a fun show for blind people. Just describe things. Right now, a horse is biting a man on his back. It's pretty savage. And he's messing with the colt or whatever the puppy is of a horse. Pony. Fucking puppy. Yeah, dude, got mauled. Props to the TV, the way they just looped it 5 times suddenly in a row. Now we're seeing a box turtle just maul some guy's face. You ain't Steve Irwin, Joe. Back to the drawing board. I think I'll push it to an hour and then call it a night. At least as far as broadcasting, unless anyone wants to chit chat. I don't know how to work the link thing without it cutting my stream because I'm doing it off my phone. But I did post the link in the Discord. And if you don't have that, then you haven't been paying attention. Oh. What else is good and new? I think I might be getting a set of the Tibetan singing bowls. I think that would be dope to have around the house. I'm not sure, but I think my brother still has my gongs back on the East Coast. Like when I moved back out west, he kept a lot of my cool things, like my sword collection and a lot of my better art and like my gongs. I had a xylophone too. I don't know what happened to my xylophone. That chaps my hide because I always thought it'd be really cool to play that more. Like I played it a little bit, but then my daughter took it over, so I let her run with it. And then for a while, she tried violin and cello, it seems, but she didn't stick with it. She did do a good little cross though. I got to see some of that online through social media pictures, so that was nice. Nothing like kids to brighten up your day, every minute, every moment, even when you're not so into it. What's up, God Body? In the house. What's good, man? You missed a good one earlier. Cypress was on Root's show, and they had a good build. And it was good prior to that, too, but that really set it off at the end. Oh, there's my liver. Oh, oh. Yeah, as I was saying, I gotta figure this out more, and then I can link people. I have no clue. Oh. Mm. Getting that biscotti tomorrow. That one looked tasty. They have a lemon kush. It's tempting, but I haven't fallen for it yet. It's like, because it's always lemony, so it's kind of routine. Maybe they'll have some new flavors to play with. Should probably get some flour too. I think they have some blue cookies. If they have that again, I'll get that. I'm really picky about what I get because I know who's growing it. So, just like I really don't buy flour per se. Like when I get hooked up, I just go straight to the man because my boy is like fucking big guy. Like anybody else wants, I'll get you good deals. Just come out west, and that's on. Maybe there's some news on that'll inspire me. See, channel 2. Oh, there's some Family Guy. The same episode I've seen 1,000 times. Another Shriners ad. I'm still sketchy on all that. Like, I know it's good to donate to people and charity's great and all. And a lot of people take it the wrong way, but it's always puzzled me how every single charity functions on $19 a day. If you're saving pets, it's $19 a day. If you're saving crippled children, it's $19 a day. people with heart conditions, 19 a day. Like, how is that the mean average daily figure for existence when medical costs and food and shelter and all that are taken into account? Like, what fantasy land can you survive on $19 a day and have all those extras involved? It's bananas. Speaking of bananas, they're on their way out. We're gonna have a new strain of bananas in the next 2 years, they said. That was how my manager cheered me up tonight as I was unpacking a pallet of bananas. Usually we just joke with that Gwen Stefani song, shit is bananas. But yeah, after 2 or 3 weeks, that shit got real old. Now it's just like, oh my god, how many bananas can the people in this city eat? I feel like I put out 1,000 bananas every 2 days. I think in the last 2 days shipments, we put out 3,000 pounds of potatoes, probably another 1,200 of tomatoes. It's fucking insane. Who was eating all those potatoes? Maybe they're making potato lamps out of them. Potato battery. I think tomorrow's mission will be to get a webcam so that I can do this off my desktop. It sucks. I have like stuff I could pull up and look at and talk about, but I can't do it on this right now. So shame on me, I suppose. Unabomber, what up? If you guys haven't read the Unabomber Manifesto, I would highly suggest it. It completely lays out in detail all the leftist ideology, psychological perspective on why the system is imbalanced and evil, such as it is, how the system itself was turned against us to erode the core values of family, unity, brotherhood, fellowship, whatever titles you want to apply to it. Family covers it all, I think. It's pretty much part of the dogma of every enemy of the people. Divide and conquer. And they feed you bullshit, riddles, and confusion like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Like, no, it's not. You don't know who the hell the enemy of your enemy is. It doesn't make him your friend. Carrying yourself with respect and dignity and honor, you don't even have enemies. Because there's no point to someone being an enemy to somebody that's not wicked. There's no thrill in taking him down. More than an act of vandalism in legal terms. It's murder. Watching court TV because I like having visual stimulus. But the pipe is empty of buds. But I do have a wax hit loaded up. I know me so well. You guys got any questions or anything? Comments, suggestions? Hey, Ken Dummy, what up, bro? Hair in the wax. I only sleep usually from 4:30, 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. I'm on like a different sleep schedule forever. I think I screwed up my internal clock when I was a teenager. I had a friend named Anthony. We were 14 and 15. And we would take turns every night over the summer. One summer, I guess it was after 10th grade. And like we would just stay up night after night for like 2 weeks. And we would drink as much coffee and tea as we could. And then we would just bicycle around all day so we could not fall asleep. And then after that, I just liked acid a lot. So I was just up. Shrooms and acid keep you going. I literally spent every day of 99 tripping balls just in case it was the end of everything. It was a fun year. Yeah, a lot of people are having the sleep issues because they're not looking into the blue light disruption. You have to get a filter for your devices. Try lowering your screen brightness. That helps a little bit, but realistically, you have to order one of the blue light filters because blue light sleep disruption is a real medical thing. Basically, what happens is the light absorption of that spectrum stops you from producing melatonin, and so you don't have your natural circadian rhythms in effect anymore. And even when you do fall asleep, you're not getting deep phase 4 sleep or whatever, the REM sleep. You're just getting the shallow sleep. So it's kind of like you're cat napping, but you have to hit REM sleep for your body to rejuvenate and heal. True. Very true. I've seen people, I myself have, I know when I went to boot camp for the Marine Corps, the first 3 days they make you stay up. And by day 2, you don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. And you start thinking things. And the next thing you know, someone's screaming in your face to wake up. And then after a while, it's like there's no difference between wake and sleep. It all seems the same, like you're just conscious. If they filter the blue UV and all that, yeah, like the what are they called? Shit, I see the commercial for them all the time. But yeah, I think those would work too. The little people glasses or whatever they are. Specky Hunter O's. I counteract it with red lighting around the room. That way I have a balance naturally. Yeah, boy. Get this motherfucking torch. I prefer a titanium bowl. to the quartz bowl just because everybody I know is fucking clumsy and end up breaking my quartz bowl. And not even through usage, it's always something dumb. Like the last time somebody was trying to put an ink pen onto my desk and they dropped the pen and snapped the bowl off of the armature. And of course, I'll go buy another one. Like, it's not the point. Can't people just be cautious? I'm in Ventura, California, the West Coast. Like, I'm like 45 minutes above LA. Winnipeg's near Montreal or Quebec. I don't know a lot about Canada's landscape map-wise because it doesn't come up. Breaking things was fun when I was younger. Like for a long time, I did demolition. That was my job. I'd destroy shit and then load up the dump truck and drive it away. Right on. Okay. I've always wanted to go to North Dakota. I want to see Mount Rushmore. I want to go back to Niagara Falls. I've only been to like 41 states, so I got to get to the rest of them. Just to say I did it and I made it to all 50 states. Because I don't think anybody else in my family's done it. So that'd be like, hey, look what I did. family record. Well, I'll go to both of them. They're both on my list, so I need to go to North Dakota, South Dakota, Michigan, Wyoming, Utah, Montana, Hawaii, Alaska, Oregon. The rest of them I've been to. And I went to Jamaica once for a couple of weeks on a vacation. And I've been to Tijuana many times. Went to Juarez once. Because I thought it'd be funny. I got high after driving halfway across the country from the East Coast. And I stopped at my cousin's house in El Paso. And he's like, dude, it's like 6 in the morning. What do you want to do? I was like, let's get buzzed and go to Juarez. So we did. It was pretty desolate. Kind of a buzzkill. But like it makes you appreciate things. And then it kind of breaks you at the same time, makes you wish there's some other way to like not have this discrepancy. It's just fucking, it's disgusting. Like I just can't think about it without being disgusted with myself and life in general. Like, do you really think it's 24-hour daylight? No one has confirmed visual proof that I know of. When you watch the 24-hour feed for a full 24 hours, they click parts out. And you can tell because the shadows skip that part of the sundial. Have you seen the aurora borealis with the naked eye? I always thought that would be interesting to see. Have you seen these nuts? Just kidding. Right on. would travel to see that if it's really as bad as they say. Then it'd be like, okay, that's good for a minute. I wouldn't be able to watch it for long. Yeah, I think I've heard it. Is it like whale song? Like the kind of like, woo, like moans or something? Ambient moaning? It might be my neighbors. So you think it's a domed flat Earth, not like the hollow? Or do you think we're encased in a little snow globe, Truman Show style set, like they show us on TV throughout the times? Like it does kind of make sense if anybody knows about Dyson spheres. If you trapped our localized sun inside of a Dyson sphere, but just had it like a semi-sphere over top of a certain amount of landmass, a force field wouldn't be practical to generate though, like from an energy perspective. Even if you had free energy, it would, like the way energy works, you would have to, something would have to keep exciting it to keep the strength of it up, or it would only resonate so much. And there's more than one, it's like so many cross-directional fields working at once. I've been watching a thing on the, not gravity of it, but tractor beam. This guy's trying to make a sonic tractor beam, and he's kind of got it to where it works, or at least it does based on his research videos. But it's harder to find published papers on science anymore that's actually credible. Yeah, the globe seems false. It all seems false to me, honestly. The same people provide you the truth and the bullshit purposely to confuse you, and that's just bad practice. You should have took some pictures. I would have took 1,000 pictures of all of it. They'd had to shoot me. Wish great grandpa was still alive. My ex's great grandpa was one of the first guys in Antarctica, and we got the plaques here to prove it. He's a Norwegian fellow, and he beat Admiral Byrd and all those guys. Their discovery team beat him by like weeks and weeks, but they didn't go as prepared or as funded, so the other teams got more of the credit. But we do have the citation from the Norwegian government. Framed it, keep it in safekeeping. Oh yeah, you can't just truck in there. They didn't even have like snowcats or anything back then, not even snowmobiles that we know of. The relatives over in Norway, probably still have photographs of stuff like that. I'll have to get with baby mama and see if she can ask him about it. That would be interesting stuff to get a hold of. Cook is it? Mm-mm-mm. Ah, I can't screw the top on this shit. Get on there, motherfucker. Clear my throat. What else is interesting these days? I'm still hot on the trail of the AI bots. Everyone has kind of forgotten about it or backburned it, but Skynet, the whole Skynet theory that the AI is taken over, and that's what they're actually fighting against at this point. Like when they say fake news, it's not that it's fake news, but the whole thing of it's fake. It's just AI generated actors. Like the way the Pope disappeared, and the way the Boris Johnson hologram glitched up on live TV. Like realistically, that would be the safest way for them to operate, is to just live underground in their little fucking DUMBs and rule from there. The little slumlords under the earth, taking all the best of everything down there with them and just letting everybody else fight over the scraps. Because that's all they are at the end of the day, is just images on the talking statue. And that's their power. That's the way it's described. The beast's power is in the talking statue, but it doesn't have the authority. That's why they still have to have their little fucking minions. Yeah, I've been on that one too. The fucking fake clouds and more chemtrails. It's gotten so bad when you watch a car commercial now, they can't show the sky in the background because it'll be chemtrailed. They have to close crop it out, so all you see is the most of the shot is the car nowadays. There's been some other crazy stuff too. Who posted the other day? Jack Streaming's been posting a bunch of weird cloud phenomenon. Forget who it was, but it was like a black square cloud vortex. It looked like if someone opened a shoebox up in the sky, and dark clouds were coming out of that and mixing with the regular clouds. Like it's hard to describe. You'd have to see it to believe it. You'd be like, "Oh my God, what am I looking at?" Yeah, you can look in any town you're at in America. You can look on your local government's public record and look in the accounting section. For Ventura County, there's 5,200 and some government drones in operation. You can see them up there twinkling their little lights. It's such a temptation to hit them with a laser pointer, but that's a felony, so I wouldn't suggest it to anybody. But I would, but I wouldn't. Possibly. But at this point, they don't even honestly really got to cloak anything. They can just project something and make people think it. And what's the difference? As long as the people stay in line. Like that's the whole point is to subvert human free will and expression. Limiting expression limits their need to govern. They want to be lazier and lazier and interact less and less. We should just be manageable little puppets by now, and we're not. They can't crush human nature and they can't crush the human free will or our spirit. the light within us is too great, and the fire is just growing every day. The more they try to restrain it, the more it's going to burn. They keep fucking making it tougher and tougher on all of us and bleeding everybody dry. You see the same people every day, 3 meals a day, spending 30, $40. Like, where are you getting your cash from, man? How you living off of Wendy's? That shit's pricey here. Like, one combo meal for a kid out here is like $10. And you're feeding 6 people in that car, 3 meals a day. Like, even the Coke dealer ain't eating like that. Have you watched any of the videos? I know Russia Times and one of the Ukrainian stations also showed it, the alleged corona orbs or whatever, the corona drones, where they instantly take your temperature and whatnot. I think that's pretty much them showing, like, that's how the 5G will operate. You'll have your chip, and you'll be in the grid, and the drone's kind of like there to verify and scan it. They're just mobile RFID scanners. Because that's the way they described it ever since the 30s. If you go back and read Isaac Asimov and some of the other science fiction writers back in the day, they described them as cop's eyes, floating orbs, just golden eyes that floated around in the sky and reported back to base on you. And if you really got out of line, they had a stun ray. So you could be immobilized until you came to your senses, safely locked in a detention cell, free from your crazy thoughts. I've seen the SpaceX launch. That was one of the first videos I put on this channel back in the day. Like, I got screwed because I had so many videos on so many places, and like every phone I got, I had to start a new account because I would forget my login information. But I thought that when I saw the SpaceX launch, I thought there should be sound to it. Like, we're only 12 miles from the coast. And if they're doing fireworks at the beach, I can hear fireworks. And this rocket's not that far off, so should have heard it. I could hear the Thomas fire burning when that was up the hill. I could hear the wood crackling from 5 miles down. Just a lot of anomalies and inconsistencies. A lot of theoretical shit. Some of it you can't back up unless you just get a bunch of eyewitnesses to come together and reach a reasonable conclusion on the facts presented. Yeah, Elon Musk came out and said it's time to reopen. So I got to give him props for that, even though he made that bogus ass truck. Guy made a truck like God made his head, angular, awkward. It's like if Spam was a Mr. Potato Head. That's how Elon Musk looks to me. Not in a hateful way. Yeah. Oh well. I think I'm gonna wrap this one up. Solidly an hour and a half. Wowie wow. Thanks for everybody that showed up. Godbody, Nikki C, and Canada Dummy. Next time I'll figure it out so I can have some guys on the panel that'll be more lively, not just me blabbering. Hopefully, if anybody watches this, they'll be a little bit entertained. And if not, my bad. I'll try harder. I really am good. But tune in tomorrow. You have a good day too, dummy. Thanks for coming, man. Thanks for all your support and love. Peace.